Well, it was a day of milestones down at the Bay today. Peter Carey was in the middle of it once again, as he always seems to be. He played his 404th game. That's an Australian club record for the Bay, surpassing Kevin Bartlett's mark at Richmond. And field umpire Rick Kinnear was officiating in his 250th league match out there in the middle. And amongst it all, Glenelg and Port were engaged in a most important contest. With me in commentary for the opening bounce is Jerry Harrison.
Umpire Rick Kinnear officiating in his 250th league game. Peter Carey playing his 404th Windsor. The Tigers forward quickly, at the back almost Kidney. Down goes Harvey. Ball pushed in the back. Colin Ball, the last line of defence, slips it out to Harrison. Gee, that ball holding up in a strong breeze and taken by, I think it's Budrick. Not Budrick, it's Hewitt. And I'd say Hewitt would be within kicking distance, because that breeze has got to be worth 4 goals. It's only 45, 50 out, gets onto it and kicks it straight. First goal coming in 45 seconds. Hewitt kicks it, the Tigers get one, and Port get to go forward.
What a great opening for Glenelg. The adrenaline pumping high with Peter Carey, 404 games, an Australian club record, getting the thump clear, and then an error in defence from Port Adelaide, switching to the wrong, away from the defensive flank, and Hewitt given an easy shot at goal. And Peter Carey once more. Quite getting hand to ball. Curtis got it down. Jennifer the kick. Half forward right, but Gibbs reading the play well for Glenelg. West from 4 goals and Interstate Company in defence today. That wasn't well directed. Jennifer almost. Hutton works through. The direct kick to centre half forward. Interference not cited. Caught then was Grenvold. Working nicely through Port Adelaide's Anderson. Finishes at the end of the chain. Not a good kick in. And the ball will be rushed through by West. Gibbs makes it a certainty. And it's the first point for Port, who trail Glenelg on 1 goal.
A couple of those Tiger defenders down there having a glance at each other. Almost dangerous before Gibbs tried to kick it through. And look at the distance he gets there, almost in the centre. Kernahan gives it out to McDermott in great form. Goes in towards the pocket. Kidney. Robin Kidney marking just inside the boundary line. Goes in short. Ill-directed. Hodgman diving on it, trying to force it out of the pack. Still going, Kim Hodgman. Good stuff. Hand pass into open spaces. Beats McTavish across the line. And there'll be a boundary throw in. David Kernahan and Ginniver having a little bit of a tangle behind play. All okay now, though. The boundary throw in. Up high was Abernethy. Pushed off at Ginniver. Gets the kick away. Or hand pass out to Harvey, who got the kick. Found only the boundary line. Boundary throw in. About 55, 60 metres around from the Tiger goals. And left half forward.
Strong wind to the southern end. Glenelg first advantage. Peter Carey goes in against Craig Lum of Port. The bulk of Carey winning out. Glenelg trying to work the ball around. Good body work, Hodgman. Tapped it back, but McDermott couldn't get it on. The bounce favoured him nicely. Through the centre. Interference goes unnoticed. Curtis the hand pass, but Glenelg persists. Wayne Stringer from the centre. Not getting it clear. McTavish caught. Got the boot to ball, but the free kick has gone to Glenelg. It'll be taken by Hodgman, virtually centre circle. Port Adelaide already under stretch. Not dropped anyone loose in defence at this stage. Hodgman should get a lot of distance with this kick. Inside half forward, the lead of Seebohm, but not carrying. He's tackled well. Abernethy in over the pack. It's a bounce inside half forward for Glenelg. 6 points, leading Port 1.
You can see the paper, or you could see the paper just a moment ago. There it is, being pushed along the ground at a fair old rate, as that breeze is pretty strong out there to the southern end. Curtis will try to go off the ground, tried to knock on out towards Hodgman. Still going, Steve Curtis. Finally forced out, the kick out of the pack goes nowhere, but then Cruz gets in towards the pocket, too wide. Boundary throw in. Just beating the lead there of Craig Budrick. So a boundary throw in only 20 metres around the left-hand behind post. The scoreboard showing 6 playing 1. Tigers in front. Up high, Seebohm trying to mark it and kick it towards goal. Brilliant! Sensational! Contesting the boundary throw-in, taking it as if he had no opposition and jamming it through. Tigers get their second. Port 1 point.
Well, the Glenelg side confidence sky high after last week's big win. And confidence plus with a quick goal to start the game, and now Seebohm trying everything, and luck's a fortune. Another goal, they lead by 11. Carey's tap away, Glenelg caught, good recovery. Curtis, mistake with the hands, got help from Phillips, flanked by Harvey. Hand pass wasn't good, put Harvey under a lot of pressure. Lum can't control it. And the ball will be thrown in. In fact, it was Phelps. The ball will be thrown in front of centre on Port's attacking side. Carey getting up, good tap away. Hodgman, clever evasion. Awkward looking kick, however. Hutton not able to trap it. Budrick using the body well. Hutton backing up. Try to work it to Harrison. Fiarchi helps out. Kicks blind. Wayne Stringer from behind. Had too much judgment there for Hodges. Now attacking side of half-back, kicks to the centre-half forward spot. Cruz gets stumped out, play on. Working around well, McTavish. Awkward kick, however. Seebohm on the lead. Trying to work through his hunt, and Budrick steals. Chips it up to the goal square, but Abernethy there for Port. Strong in defence. Looking to move it quickly, goes for Fiarchi. Good use of the ball inside half-back. Cleverly works it over. Abernethy backing up. Goes wide, looking for Hodges. Favoured by the bounce, but taken out nicely by Murphy for a throw-in just ahead of centre wing.
We're approaching the 7-minute mark of this first term. The Tigers doing all the attacking with the aid of a strong breeze. Carey, the veteran, out towards McDermott, high and long, down towards half forward, almost Cruz on his chest. A tangle of players, and umpire Colin Ricketts will bounce. Just beyond centre half forward, the line indicating 60 metres from the Tiger goal. A chance for the Magpies, though. The hand pass to Marnie. On it goes to Curtis. Curtis from half forward goes long towards Darren Smith behind. Bumped away from him. Murphy still going. Good stuff, Murphy. Hodgman goes down after getting the kick away, and that's a free kick downfield. Going to be taken by Max Cruz. That high tackle after Hodgman had disposed of the ball. Cruz in towards the lead. Not good enough. Harvey missed it. Still going. Lost it. McTavish trying to work through. Colin Ricketts will bounce again. Number 24 for the Magpies is Mark Tyler playing fullback. Carey in there against Phillips, who got up high. Tyler caught with it. Diving on it was Kidney. Spills out. Phillips. Now Hutton. Got the kick. Back it was Boyd to centre wing. Knocked on by Hodges, only as far as Donovan. Long ball in towards Seebohm, who's dropping back. Got one hand to it, but couldn't pull it in. Boundary throw in. Glenelg right deep into attack. They lead 2 straight with 1 behind.
Being pressured a little, they should be more positive in using this wind at the moment. Knock away by Phillips. McTavish has a snapshot at goal, and it's a beauty! Another magnificent goal by Glenelg, following that of Seebohm's. And with that first goal for McTavish, Glenelg lead by 17 points.
So that's 3 goals in the first 9 minutes of play to the Tigers. The Magpies are barely getting a look at them. But that breeze, as we've mentioned, is worth at least 4 goals, I'd imagine. So they want to get a good lead by quarter time. That time, McTavish taking it from the throw-in and slamming it through. So they've got a couple of good ones from throw-ins. First Seebohm, then McTavish. Knocked back, Curtis. Short. 2 grabs being paid. Slipped out now. That was from Hodges. Marnie in towards Darren Smith, through his fingers. Gets it, recovering well. Abernethy will try to knock on, but spoiled by Donovan. Spilling to Gibbs. Oh, this looks dangerous, but Gibbs placing it beautifully as it turned out. The kick downfield from Hewitt finds Salisbury. Goes long towards half forward, looking there for Cruz. In front, one-handed, not quite. Kidney slipping out to Cruz, tried to get it back to McDermott. Chipping in ball. And the ball bottomed up there and centre half back for the Magpies. Umpire Kinnear will bounce. Glenelg 3 straight, Port 1 behind. Carey, uncontested. Hodgman, the knock-on. Spilled out. The Magpies with the numbers. Harrison has got Piarci with him, but decides to run. Had 1 bounce, now kicks as long as he can into that breeze. Smith in good position. Pulled off it. Gibbs, clearing kick, defensive kick. He'll look for support there from Wayne Stringer. Murphy also there, but well done Wayne Stringer. In the middle of it. A lot of dandruff coming onto the field. Towards centre wing. Kernahan with the run of it. Towards half forward. No one there. The Tigers by 17 points at the 11-minute mark.
Glenelg tending to become bottled up in this left forward pocket. No doubt that's Port's intention. 17-point lead. 11-minute mark. Cruz goes in against Phillips. Cruz has started at centre half forward. West at full back for Port. The kick from Piarci. Well done, Hodges. Up the run of Harvey. Further afield, looking for Abernethy. With Glenelg playing it solidly. A high ball coming back from Donovan to half forward. But the back was almost Kernahan. Cruz trying to work through. Flanked by Hewitt. He squares up for goal and has hooked it too far. 1 point. The first for Glenelg. 3 goals won. They lead Port 1 point.
19 plays 1. Tyler with the ball, one of the young players in this Port Adelaide side. Sending it back into play. Good position is the big fellow, Lum. Oh, not paid. Kidney, quick kick in towards the pocket. It's going close to the line and knocked out. Touched, said the goal umpire. Boundary throw in. Gee, that was a big leap from the man in the middle of the screen there, Craig Lum. Support there from the runner. Must have gone very close to having that awarded. Phillips doing battle in ruck. Up high was Seebohm trying to repeat his effort earlier. Still in play, but not for long. Out of bounds in the full. It came off someone's leg below the knee. It was a Tiger leg. And back it goes to Piarci.
Deep in the pocket. Infield, Harrison. Kick under pressure in the end, the centre wing. Lum in the front, gets it spoiled well. Harvey goes to ground. Hutton's caught with it. The umpire has called it a draw. So the bounce between centre wing and half forward, right for Glenelg. This is the attacking flank. Lum and Carey. Good leap by Lum. The quick kick forward, McTavish. Harrison for Port. Good use of handball to Curtis. From the centre, going in low, down comes O'Brien, got it out to Anderson, that was good play. Anderson kick is swayed right across with the wind. West defending well, Phelps got out of it nicely, but he's kicked under pressure. Enough pressure applied by the Glenelg defence. Anderson goes in, loose one's out, O'Brien. Finally a point for the Magpies, who really struggled and made hard work of that effort. They trail now by 17 points.
So Ross Gibbs going in short, found Hodgman, and in the middle of that debris out there, that paper, McTavish diving on it and earning the free kick against Greg Boyd. And 15 metres, slows things down, but McTavish goes on with it, the centre wing. Attacking the ball at Salisbury. Good hand pass in the clear, Hewitt. Short towards half forward, Seebohm. Great mark, Seebohm, and a delightful kick. courageous mark from Seebohm. He had an opponent right on him, and coming in meeting him was John Harvey, going the spoil from 30. No worries there. Seebohm gets his second. The Tigers get their fourth. 4-1 plays 2 points. The margin 23 points.
Well, that's about what the use of this win is worth in the first quarter. 4 goals, the assessment. And that was very good use of the ball. Started by Salisbury, giving Hewitt a balanced kick forward. He placed it into the space ahead of Seebohm, who did well to take the mark, and the interference helped him no end with the extra 15 metres. Simple shot for a conversion, and his second goal for a 23-point lead to Glenelg. Big Peter Carey and Craig Lum. Good touch, quick kick forward by Hodgman, roving well. First back is Hutton, not helped by the bounce. Bartlett comes in. We'll get out the back, Hutton's still there. Curtis is caught, Cruz has got him, and the bounce will take place between centre wing and half forward left for Glenelg. This is a defensive flank for Port Adelaide. Lum getting up high, but Carey the thump. Phillips intervenes. Hooks it around nicely. Boyd. Quickly up. Not a well-directed kick. The Archie comes across. Glenelg have got the numbers. Murphy goes infield looking for and finding Hewitt ahead of centre. And Mark Hewitt, big kick getter early. Fires deep and long looking for Kidney. Across the front came Bartlett, taken away by Harvey. And Phillips. The kick. Abernethy. Great mark, Abernethy. Good judgment. The eyes never coming off the ball. So Bruce Abernethy goes forward. Up to ahead of centre wing. Marnie gets the quick kick forward. Port Adelaide not favoured by the bounce, and McTavish turns it out.
Hodgman, long towards the middle. This is Maynard. First time I've seen him in this match. Towards half forward. One-handed. Beautiful mark. That's Hutton. A superb grab. Almost had one arm hurled as he went for that. The centre wing. Lum had it knocked away by Carey, but got one high. Anderson in towards half forward. Phelps is there. Knocked away. Grenville out to McTavish. Over it goes to the backup run of Donovan. Now Gibbs. Brilliant stuff, Larkins. Running through centre. Gibbs with a long bomb. It's a great kick from Ross Gibbs. A fantastic goal. Brilliant Tigers. Not a goal. I don't believe it. Deserved a goal.
Interference in the goal square. How the luck can turn. Looks for Lum. Does Harvey. Craig Lum holds it up. But what a poor finish to a magnificent burst of football. Hutton once more. Great grab. Port Adelaide off the half-back line. Putting it high, looking for Phelps. Good use of the body, Murphy. Well-roved Hodges will get the free kick. Murphy, the offender. So Hodges drives to the lead of Smith. West at the back. The kick off the ground by O'Brien. It's a poster. 1 point, the third one for Port, who trail by 22 points.
Roscoe Gibbs wants to do things differently all the time. Wants to run it out and kick another goal. It's not counted. Towards centre wing. Murphy from behind. Anderson the chance. Pressure from Hewitt, so goes over the top. Ginniver thought about Anderson, but kicked it round the corner. In towards Fiarchi, who lost it. Play on the call. Donovan with time. Went out short. Maynard. Now Maynard, right half back. Goes long towards the centre wing. Murphy, Carey in front, Lum over the top. In the middle of a big pack. Out wide, the run of Abernethy. Return to form in great style. In towards full forward. And waiting back there, the Tigers through West. By hand. Once again, Maynard. Gathering plenty of kicks now off the half-back line. Long towards that centre area. Knocked away from McDermott, waiting Carey. Out it goes to Hewitt. Hewitt on to McDermott. McDermott can look at the goals. Chips it over the top and chips it accurately. Great goal, Tigers. They're fifth. And they lead by 28 points.
That was a tremendous build-up by Glenelg coming out of the fence. It certainly won't take away the pain from the previous one that was disallowed, but it was a good build-up. Carey getting the supporting run, and McDermott on the end of the chain for a simple tip-up and the fifth goal for the Tigers. They lead by 28 points, but they have got the use of a strong wind. Carey and Lump. Carey's tap away. Phillips full by the bounce. Bartlett working through, supported by Hewitt. Clever ball handling by Hewitt. He switches wide to the lead of Kidney. Ball the spoil. Bartlett back. Over the top went Boyd. Kidney pursues. Greg Boyd goes for the white line and succeeds. It's a throw in half forward left for Glenelg. 5 goals, 1. Good kicking. Carey's tap away once more. He's winning these well. Greg Boyd happy enough to find the line once more. Given a bit of help by Bartlett. So Glenelg under a little bit, Port under a little bit of stretch rather. Carey using his bulk well. Got it down to Hodgman, wide of the Salisbury. Harvey knocked it clear. Trying to barge through was Maynard. Butterick's hand pass smothered. Hutton caught. Jennifer gets it wide. Harrison the kick. And a good take by Hodges. And Port trying valiantly to stem the tide. A strong wind. The ball stopping. Smith charging. O'Brien the quick kick forward. Murphy will be first back for Glenelg. Plenty of time to have a look. Fires it long over the half-back line. Down came Butterick, led by Hodges. A high ball from Wayne Stringer. Inside half-forward, Phillips. Salisbury took Curtis down. Harvey goes short. Geneva sloppy. Wide for Abernethy. Good control. Floats one inside half-forward. Murphy, interference. We'll get the free kick.
Tigers, or the Magpies are trying, but they just can't get any distance into the breeze, and it's affecting their overall disposal. Curtis in front, it was knocked away by Cruz. The bounce, good one from McTavish. Out it goes to Hewitt. In towards the lead of Seebohm. Kick downfield. Hewitt pushed after he got his kick away. It's going against Marnie. And Seebohm the recipient. Now he's kicked 2 goals. A relatively easy shot as far as distance is concerned. He's straight in front. He's only 35 metres from goal. Breesley's back. Makes it look easy. 6 goals, 1 to Glenelg. Port only 3 behinds, and we've played 23 minutes.
A 34-point lead would certainly have dented the confidence of Port Adelaide. But Glenelg leading well. Beginning to play the attacking flank as they control the ball out of defence now, putting the pressure right back on the Magpies. And this is quite a handy lead for the home side. Lump prepares. Carey almost won that tap away. Fiarchi, O'Brien, in fact, hands and knees. Worked it out nicely, and Curtis couldn't control it. Good tackle on McDermott. Hodges slips in. Free kick, however, has gone to McDermott. McDermott's kick is high, clearing centre half forward, balled up, good tackle. Tyler's left, holding his head behind play. Charging through goes Butterick, and there's another goal on the board for Glenelg. Butterick gets his first goal, and Glenelg should get away quickly to a 40-point lead at the 24-minute mark.
Well, the ball was sent in there, and right from that moment, the Magpies had... Now it's not in the goal square. In goes Tyler. That's what the problem was. Tyler and Seebohm, and it's right on. Kidney throwing himself in there, and it's on for young and old. I started saying that the problem was the Magpies were undermanned when the ball was coming in because Tyler was down holding his head, Seebohm approached the ball. Obviously, Tyler indicated that. Abernathy with blood spilling from his eye. And all of that allowed Budrick to scoot in to get his first in the Tigers' 7. Now Tyler holding the side of his head. He said, that's where it got me, right on the temple. This game has really sprung to life. Maybe that's what's been needed to sting the Magpies into action. Although that was a crucial toss to win as far as Glenelg were concerned. It's worth a lot to the Tigers. In goes Curtis. Leading out is Darren Smith. Knocked out behind him. Ginnivan. Off hands. Hewitt, number 18 for Glenelg, been a good player in this first quarter. Tigers lead by 40 points, 43-3. Carey to Maynard. Maynard a long left-footer towards the centre wing, dropping back Budrick and scooting around well. It's Kidney, who's covered in blood, in towards full forward. Great mark, Seebohm, not paid. Abernathy got it back to centre wing. McDermott. Great judgment. No big pardons as it goes forward. Seebohm behind Tyler, went through his hands, knocked out. Now Boyd bursting through, but taken by Ginnivan. Out to Ball, towards the wing. Lum there with Carey. Lum got the bounce, but Carey got the ball. Gets his way around Phelps. Great stuff, the veteran. On by Springer, finds Hodgman, and he goes towards half-forward. Kidney, not quite. Harvey trying to take it away. Knocked out by Kidney. Boyd over to Ball. Got Phillips with him. Goes to Marnie. Left half back through centre. The half forward dropping short. There's Ginnivan. Now Ginnivan too far out to score. Goes towards the pocket where he sees Darren Smith. Good mark. Out by hand. Anderson runs into trouble. Back to Darren Smith. They're messing around and taken by Gibbs. To the wing. Maynard. Support there from Kernahan, but goes in short. Two Tigers there. McDermott gets it. Runs in. Time to spare. Long and good towards goal, but back there's Abernathy through his hands. 7 goals to Glenelg. That's 44. Caught a miserable 3 behinds.
Quick kick in from Abernathy, finds Marnie. Deep in the pocket. Floats one up to the centre wing area. Craig Lum using the body well. And the throw-in will take place between centre wing and half-forward right for Glenelg. A bit of life into the game, but Glenelg 41 points clear at the 28th minute mark. Lum front spot, out the back Salisbury, McDermott, Hewitt, an unprotected goal spare. He's put it up high, long. It's accurate. Mark Hewitt, goal number 2, and Glenelg storm away to a 47-point lead. Well, Mark Hewitt has been an absolute live wire down there in this first quarter. He kicked the first goal of the match. That was after only 45 seconds of play, and he's kept gathering kicks. And now has 2 goals on the board. The roar you heard from the crowd was because Ross Gibbs, their favourite, has gone down into the forward line. He could kick a bag of goals. He's a champion. Out towards centre wing. Bouncing away from Hewitt, but done it. Did it well. Got away from Marnie. In towards half forward. Cruised by himself. Thought about the hand pass, but steady. Now goes short. Towards half forward. Ill-directed. McDermott's there though. Trip. Play on. Out to Gibbs. He's been there 30 seconds. That kicks his toes. Roscoe Gibbs says thanks very much to Craig McDermott. Chris McDermott. Craig opens the bowling. And Ross Gibbs brings up number 2, but number 1 officially. Well, a 53-point lead. He's loved down here. As soon as he made his sortie up into the forward line, they recognised it. It's taken him exactly 1 minute to pop one through.
One more goal and Glenelg led by 59 points at quarter time. Port couldn't make an impression with the breeze in the second quarter, and it's Glenelg by 57 points at half time.
The bounce from umpire Kinnear to start the second half at Brighton Road. Glenelg lead by 57 points after leading by 59 at the first change. Kicking with the aid of a pretty strong breeze. But the Magpies going forward. Hodges for Darren Smith. 2 grabs, not paid. Still going Smith. Lost it. But there's Marnie. The snap is offline. Just when they needed a quick one to start the third term. Just a behind. 2-9-21. Plays 12-5-77.
It's a 56-point deficit, having trailed by 59 at quarter time. A bad kick in from Gibbs is marked by O'Brien. Infield he goes for Ginniver, let loose. Ginniver's kick is high, looking for Smith. Well spoiled back there. Through goes Kennedy, gave it up to Fiacci, and poster. They could do without that. And that's the second time they've hit the post. They now trail by 55 points.
So Ross Gibbs getting heaps of distance again with that spiral torpedo, knocked on over centre by Carey and taken away by Murphy. He looks at the goals and from 55 metres brings a brilliant goal. Fantastic football, Tigers. 2 kicks and just a little tap on. 13-5 now, 83 to 2-10-22.
That's an object lesson in using the wind to your advantage. Glenelg have got it this quarter. Gibbs went the direct route home, straight down. It was blowing a little stronger. Into the centre, helped by Carey, and an effortless conversion by Murphy. Magnificent football, Glenelg. Carey once more. The tap clear. He's dominated the rucks. Hutton's kick is smothered. McDermott. Worked nicely to Maynard, wide up for Kernahan. Hooked inside half forward, ball almost. Good recovery, loose hand pass, Kidney. Couldn't get it out. And the ball will be bounced in the left forward flank for Glenelg. Well clear on 61-point lead. Cruz and Phillips. Ball, the kick, centre wing area. Lum almost. Hines caught, bundled out. Lum goes back in. Carey's over him. Good body work there by Murphy to Maynard. Couldn't get it clear. McTavish got it out. McDermott. Murphy up from half back. Bit of indecision. It allowed Kennedy through. It's taken now by Boyd. Bends it back. Clearing Grenvold. But Grenvold time to recover. Into half forward. Seebohm out. Phillips working the ball to the line. Butterick goes in. Caught by Cruz. Kennedy on the bottom of the pack. He'll get a free kick. Kennedy up. That's Kennedy. He wants the ball. He's got the free kick. Came onto the ground late in the second quarter off the interchange bench. Infield he goes. And Curtis could well have pulled a hamstring. Hewitt takes the ball, drives long towards the goals, and through for a point for Glenelg, who now lead by 62. And Curtis, who stumbled there when the ball had gone infield, looks as though he could well have done a hamstring muscle.
Tyler to kick the ball back into play. Curtis hobbling around in the hands of a trainer. There he is. Taken away by Kernahan to Maynard. Maynard, the long left footer, is way offline. Way offline. Out of play on the full. The margin 62 points, 84 to 22. And this quarter could be a big one for the Tigers. Given that they've started with a 10-goal lead and kicking with the breeze, they could absolutely romp away in the third. Curtis got some speed up, but still hobbling over the top of McTavish, who was pushed, got the free kick, taken by Salisbury, out it goes to Cruz. Cruz the hand pass to Kidney, the snap is out of play at the full. No, it's not, it's behind. And Robin Kidney, with the blood flowing, has been in the wars.
So Robin Kidney, who picked that up from a clash in the first quarter. Glenelg 63 points clear. Tyler's kick, looking for Abernethy, who died out of the game in the second term. That was good use of the body, but he's taken off the ball without possession and rightly wins the free kick. Off the half-back line to centre wing, looking for Kennedy, but good work by Hewitt. Forces a throw in at centre wing. Port Adelaide looking for a big lift. They got it from Anderson in the second term, but it was a lone effort. Mark Hewitt to McDermott. Long ball coming in from Kernahan. Out the back, Kidney, but a free kick. Play on the call. Kidney takes the advantage, puts through his second goal, and Glenelg away to a 69-point lead at the 6-minute mark, third term.
Well, that would have almost been penalising the side had play been stopped. The free kick went in towards the forward pocket, but the whistle blew just as Kidney was breaking away. Then he played on and slammed it through. So Kidney has got a couple of goals. Most of them have got goals for the Tigers. 14-2, 91-22. Now it goes wide. This is Kennedy wheeling onto that left boot. Out wide. He's got fresh legs on there. Finds that player in Hodges. Not fresh legs. Just had a wash at half-time. Towards left half forward. Waiting down is Anderson. Maynard burrowing in. And umpire Kinnear deciding to bounce the ball yet again in his 250th league appearance. Left half forward for Port Adelaide. Lum over the top of Carey. Grenvold goes down, picked up by Murphy. Hodgman. Oh, well done, Tim Hodgman. Out to Maynard. Great stuff. Has a bounce. He's got support from McDermott, but the interception's great from Marnie. Hodgman going again. Marnie dives on it. And umpire Kinnear bounces yet again. Between wing and left half forward for the Magpies. More blood, that time on the ear there of Donovan. It was really on for young and old in the first quarter. The hand pass slipped out from Hewitt to Donovan. Towards half forward. Cruz. Now ball taken away by Kidney. Can give it out towards Budrick, but he was under pressure. Hutton lost it. Now out of play before Scott Salisbury could take it in. Boundary throw in right half forward for the Tigers, who lead 91-22.
Cruz. Phillips coming from behind. Marnie trying to work through. Harvey to ground. And John Harvey will get the free kick off the half-back line for the Magpies. Giving a crossfield. Harrison's back there. They, in fact, have given ground. Harrison goes long, looking for Boyd, who slips at the crucial moment. The bounce favouring Kernahan centre wing. Clever evasion. Wayne Stringer. Chris McDermott. Oh, cleverly done. Goes long and high towards the goal square. Seebohm, that's one. Magnificent mark by Budrick from the side. And the youngster, Blake Budrick. Just when Seebohm looked to have his name all over it, Budrick came in beautifully from the side. And that's his second goal. The 15th one for Glenelg for a 75-point lead.
That was a good kick coming in from McDermott. He really measured it and got every metre he could out of it. Good marking contest in the square, and in came Budrick. Did you see the smile on his face? Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Easy goal from there. The margin out to 75 points. 97 plays 22. Even at this stage, one feels it's just a matter of playing out time. And that's with a quarter and 20 minutes to go. Kernahan to Maynard. Funnier things have happened, I suppose. McDermott. They're on the prowl again, the Tigers. Murphy long to full forward Kidney.
Yes, one-way traffic it was after quarter time down there. A most impressive performance by the Bays, not so impressive by the Magpies. Let's check the way they finished up then. And as you can see, it was a 59-point lead at quarter time. Port couldn't make any impression from there. Finally, the Tigers won by 97 points. Seebohm kicked 5 goals and Kidney kicked 4. And for Port, Hodges, Smith and Ginniver 2 goals each. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest crowd pleaser in South Australian football has got to be Glenelg's mercurial Ross Gibbs. Whether in defence or attack, he's a great entertainer. And he's speaking here with Jerry Harrison.
Congratulations, Ross, on a great game today and a great effort by Glenelg. What happened with the confidence of Glenelg right from the first bounce?
Yeah, it's hard to say. The boys, you know, the last couple of weeks, as you know, we've been on a bit of a high, and we carried it on today. And it was a big day for Super because he broke the Australian record. And, you know, the boys were really playing with a lot of confidence now, so we've just got to keep going now. I think we're about 4th or 5th now, so it's a long way to go. We've just got to build on this now.
Well, it has been a great resurgence since round 8 when North Adelaide defeated you easily, and in the last 2 weeks, virtually 100-point lead wins both occasions.
Yeah, it's hard to work it out because we were struggling earlier in the year, and I guess once, you know, when Super played his 400, that sort of lifted the whole club, lifted all the players, and we really wanted to win for him. And as from that game, and then the week after, we had Johnny McFarlane's 300. So the club's had a big, you know, few weeks, and of course the whole club, the players, everybody's lifted, everybody's growing in confidence, and like I said, we've just got to go on now.
Well, it certainly is confidence, and it has been a big week for Ross Gibbs too, the interstate clash. How did you feel playing against your home state?
Yeah, well, I was, you know, it was one of those unbelievable games, I guess. I'd always dreamt I'd love to play against WA, or I'd love to represent South Australia against WA. And it sort of came true, and you know, it was great to be part of the team, and you know, it was really great to go home.
Well, 4 goals in that interstate game was tremendous. You seemed to enjoy getting up in that forward line. How did you feel about the one at the 17-minute mark of the first quarter being disallowed?
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise because early in our pre-planned tactics were Scotty Salisbury was going to have a tagging job, and I was going to go straight in the back pocket. And I was all key to go in the back lines, but then, you know, we all started off so well. The back line was playing well, and I kept saying to Cornsey on the bench, just get me on, I want to get on. He didn't know where to put me, and so I said, well, throw us up the forward line, and it just seemed to work out. And but, you know, it was one of those things.
Well, you've played in 2 premiership sides here. What's the future of Ross Gibbs?
Well, there was an article in the paper during the week. I don't know where they got that from, but anyway, I'll be here for a long time. I could see, you know, it's what's happened over the West. It's a shame what's happened to their footy. You know, with the Eagles, they've certainly drained a lot of the good players away. So I can't, you know, I'll just take year by year, but I'll wait up at the end of the year and, you know, see if we can go on from there, see what happens.
Well done. Keep up the ice cool attitude.
Thanks very much, Jerry. Thank you.
Well, that's certainly a revelation on league football action. Ross Gibbs to stay in South Australia, and that's great news, Darryl, because he's a most important member of that side.
He is a very colourful character. I thought he might be trying to run his contract up during the week, but what I would call a phantom half-forward from that defensive line, loves to get ahead of centre and con the coach into putting him into the forward lines.
Well, Ross Gibbs, it turned out, kicked only 1 goal for Glenelg in that match. You saw it, the one he did kick in the first quarter, but he played a part in another, which was an absolute beauty. You don't see them much better than this.
So Ross Gibbs getting heaps of distance again with that spiral torpedo, knocked on over centre by Carey and taken away by Murphy. He looks at the goals, and from 55 metres, bang, a brilliant goal. Fantastic football, Tigers. 2 kicks and just a little tap on.
Well, that's what you'd call absolutely direct and efficient football. Have you seen that happen before?
No, not often. I can remember once in about 1961, Sturt fans will remember, Dodger Graham Ryan came over from Melbourne, kicked out from fullback, over the top to Paul Bagshaw, who snuck it through. Perhaps the football fans can remember, but that's about the only one I can remember.
Yeah, absolute beauty. Well, let's now move on and check the results of other local matches played today. First, the match at the Adelaide Oval, where Sturt trailed Norwood by only 4 points halfway through the last quarter, but the Redlegs then careered away to win by 6 goals. Ducker kicked 5 goals and Aish kicked 4, and for Sturt, Wilmot kicked 7 goals. And at Elizabeth, There was an absolute thriller. Posters by both sides in the dying moments, including one to Rudy Mandamaker when he'd kicked 9 goals, all of which left Woodville winners by 6 points. Nichols kicked 6 and Taylor 4, and Mandamaker, as I mentioned, kicked 9 goals. So the league ladder at the halfway mark of the minor round looking like this. North a leader by 1 game from Woodville, a game clear of Norwood, who in turn have a game on Glenelg, West and Port. So the major change today, Glenelg into the top 5 and Port Adelaide missing out. Leading goal kickers then after round 11, and the gap on John Roberts is closing. Rudy Mandamaker kicked 9 today to trail by just 3, passing the half century. Nichols also passing the 50 mark by kicking 6 goals today. 3 players separated by only 4 goals. Well, Darryl, I mentioned Sturt only 4 points down halfway through the last quarter, but Norwood's experience telling.
Yes, I believe that Aish and McIntosh were the players who really got into it and settled it down. Sturt just a bit young yet, lacking a little bit of body strength, but on the way. And
an apparent improved performance by Central.
Well, I think Woodville have proved one thing. They know how to win the tight ones. That's the last 2 weeks, so yeah, Central's in trouble.
OK, time now for our Mark of the Day segment, where you could win for yourself a double pass to the 1987 Grand Final with hospitality if you can nominate the pick of these.
Roberts on the lead, fingertip grab to John Roberts. A superb mark.
Towards centre wing, McTavish up high, Boyd. Good mark, Greg Boyd.
In fact, it's Evans who's come onto the ground. He kicks it out wide. Harvardson takes a fingertipper.
We need an A, B or C with your name and address on the back of an envelope and send it to us by no later than midday on Thursday. As for last week's winner, well, the panel of judges went this way.
The Norwood Junior, high to the square. Hall higher, superbly done home. Inspirational stuff.
And congratulations to Mrs. Ascot of Modbury North, off to the grand final. Moving into state now to check results of those matches in the VFL. Round 13 over there played in atrocious conditions. And first of all, the match played in Perth last night, West Coast, big winners over Fitzroy. Then at VFL Park today, North Melbourne 54-point winners over Collingwood's dismal 2-6. At Princes Park, Melbourne, the upset of the round, they beat Hawthorn in the mud there by 13 points. At Windy Hill, Essendon 6-goal winners over Brisbane. At the Western Oval, Footscray made it 6 in a row. And at the MCG, topside Carlton 16-point winners over Richmond in a low-scoring match. The VFL top 5 looking this way then, and Carlton now have a 2-game break on Hawthorn. Sydney Swans, though, a chance to move up onto 36 tomorrow. Footscray and North Melbourne both on 8 wins, and then follows Geelong half a game away, and West Coast on 28. Tomorrow, Sydney versus St Kilda in Sydney. In Western Australia, second-placed East Fremantle thrashed Perth, the margin 71 points. In the Town Derby, West Perth beating East Perth by 47 points. The reigning Premier Subiaco, big winners over South Fremantle, 73 points. And league leader Swan Districts, or rather league leader Claremont, beating Swan Districts by 22 points. Locally, round 11, and the results this way. North blitzed South in the third quarter to win by 22. At the Adelaide Oval, Norwood finished much the better and won by 6 goals. At Elizabeth, Woodville got up in a thriller. At the Bay, Glenelg beat Port. And at Richmond, West Adelaide had a good birthday. Next week, round 12, and the matches look this way. Torrens, Woodville on Saturday at Football Park. 4 matches on Saturday. And then the first of the Sunday matches there, West and Glenelg at the Adelaide Oval coming up on Sunday. Before I go tonight, don't forget the winners, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then Sports Arena, 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, featuring cricketer Greg Matthews. But we leave you once again with another look at our Mark of the Day candidates.
Roberts on the lead, fingertip grab to John Roberts. A superb mark.
Towards centre wing, McTavish up high, Boyd. Good mark, Greg Boyd.
In fact, it's Evans who's come onto the ground. He kicks it out wide. Harvardson takes a fingertipper.
Mark your name and address on the back of an envelope with an A, B or C and send it to us by no later than midday Thursday. And we leave you by saying, well done, South Australia. Good night.